don't know. You wanna stop by later? Maybe you're gonna fix something tea. You wanna grab something from the street, bring it home? Well, yeah.
Hey, you guys, I found this firm on the internet, and you can find them as well. And the reason why I'm showing this is because from what I've seen, they have done absolutely a phenomenal job, and it seems like they're not taking any mess from CPS whatsoever. So I'm showing you the name before I go any further in reading, an article off of their website, okay? So I'm letting you get a chance to write this number down so that you can let them know that you saw their information, on the internet. However you want to say it, it don't matter to me. But I'm doing this because I want to let people see there are other legal teams out there that deal with CPS, okay? Because some people don't know, they're in a frenzy and they don't know what to do. So here's a number for you right here, and hopefully they can help you with your case. If not, they should be able to direct you to someone that is in your area, and they might be able to assist you in your area, okay? So they may have sister what do they call it, sister locations in different states, okay? Let me go ahead and read this because I thought that they deserve praise, and they do a phenomenal job, okay? So I'm going to blow the information up that I found, okay? So, and it says, is it constitutional for CPS caseworkers to lie in court? And they have a part 2 as well, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and blow it up some more so that I can get a clear view of what I'm reading. So let me go ahead and get this together. So it says, one of the issues we have raised on a number of occasions here in our article is the unbridled freedom that CPS workers have, coupled with a startling lack of oversight when dealing with parents and families, which is why we would like to share this particular case with you that details with whether or not it is acceptable for a caseworker to lie in court in order to achieve what they believe is the right result in a case. Okay, so remember, this is a legal team that's writing this. The case in question has been ongoing in Orange County, California for years. Court records show that the situation began during a custody battle between Deanna Fogarty Hartwick and her husband. The couple has 2 daughters, and courtesy of Orange County CPS, it took this mother 6.5 years to get her daughter back. The 2 Orange County social workers that Fogarty Hartwick had problems with are Marcy, I don't know how to say her last name. I don't want to be disrespectful. Marcy and Helen, okay? So if you know these 2 people, these are the lawyers to contact, okay? Court records showed that Marcy told Fogarty Hartwick that if she didn't submit to her will, she would never see her children again. In addition, the pair also tried to coerce Fogarty Hartwick to sign papers stating that she was a bad parent by threatening to remove her children. And I spoke about that before, letting you know that you don't have to sign any paperwork that they try to force you. And that's why I said it is important that you also have videos showing with audio the interaction that you have each and every time, each and every phone conversation, so that the video will speak proof. Make sure that your video is not cut off. If it is, you make a statement, my video shut off, and you show the date and the time that the social workers appeared at your front door. So make sure you cover your own butt if that recording happens to go off, okay? So that way they can see, or make sure you put a timestamp on your video if you have that capability. If it shuts off, you say, hey, it's shut off, now I have to use my cell phone. You know what I'm saying? That way it'll coincide with the time. You show the time and the date. Maybe show your TV guide on your phone, on your television, where they have the cable guide to show the exact time that you started recording again, and you just continue from there. Okay, so she refused to sign the papers, and the two girls were removed from their home and placed in Orangewood Children's Home under the care of the state. Okay, they were later placed in foster care in the hopes of protecting her daughters from being taken away from their parents. Fogarty Hardwick agreed to give her ex-husband full custody and accepted only twice monthly supervised visits with her daughters. 4 years later, after a great deal of fighting, she finally won 50-50 custody. So what I was saying to you guys is that, a lot of people think that when people have CPS called on them that person is guilty. And in this case, it was her ex-husband that called CPS trying to cause harm. But he went about it all wrong, when he should have just went ahead and went to court and did it that way. Now, what if the court would have never given him an opportunity to get custody of his kids, and they adopted his daughters out, and he would have never had a chance to see them? So people, when you get mad, you got to think about the future consequences of what you're doing. When you get mad and you do something to satisfy that momentary anger, it could cause you or someone else a lifetime of pain and torture, okay? So when you get angry, you need to step away, and you need to go on about your business and think things over. Like I was telling you guys about the other story where the girlfriend ended up calling CPS on him because he broke up with her, because of her not being faithful, and he ended up meeting another person, and because he met another person, then she turned to CPS. Now, what if they would have took that little girl away, and she would have never been able to see that little girl again? How would she have felt about it? She probably would have felt bad momentarily, but then went on to live her life and maybe never have thought about it again. So, anyway, you have all types of people, calling CPS on people for various reasons. It could be from a kid crying because a kid is throwing a tantrum, and somebody's like, oh, that child is being, abused, and it's not even that case. Take the time out and find out. Even if you wait a full day and you see that kid the next day, and that parent, you talk to him and say, yeah, I heard your baby screaming. Oh, yeah, my child throws tantrums. When I tell my child no, my child gets angry and starts throwing tantrums. That way you can avoid CPS taking a child out of a house that has no abuse, and if you do know for a fact that there's abuse, please do call. Please, by all means, call. You get what I'm saying? Let me finish. The first time Fogarty Hardwick sued Orange County was in 2002, but she lost, okay? That time, the grounds for her lawsuit were that the county had violated her civil rights, but the jury ruled against her. She came back again with another lawsuit, however, this time arguing that the county had violated her 4th and 14th Amendment rights. In her second lawsuit, Fogarty Hardwick claimed that the two ladies held back evidence and filed falsified reports in an effort to keep her from regaining custody of her children, okay? She also accused them of interviewing her daughters without a parent's consent, removing them without making a finding of imminent danger or serious physical injury, and holding them without cause. In 2007, a jury voted in Fogarty Hardwick's favor and awarded her $4.9 million in compensation, but the county appealed the decision. In the end, the case ended up before the U.S. Supreme Court, where the justice decided that Fogarty Howard indeed deserved to be fully compensated by the county for the injustices she suffered. They upheld the $4.9 million in damages and compensation, as well as the $1.6 million in attorney fees. However, the county and the two social workers named in the lawsuit are responsible for paying the interest that has accumulated over the last 4 years, which raises the award amount to $9.3 million. The story doesn't end there. And it says, join us next time as we continue our discussion on this unbelievable example of CPS overreach and look at what this mother has been up against for years. Until then, if you or a loved one have been the victim of CPS workers intoxicated with their own power, then you need a highly skilled and experienced defense attorney. Call the Kronzek firm today at 866-766-5245 and speak with the CPS defense attorney right now. So I'm going to go ahead and find part 2 right now. Let me see, where did it go? Here it goes, right here. You guys, I've told you, I'm serious. I'm trying to help the best way that I can. And this is part 2 of the story, okay? So let me blow it up some more. Let me down this and blow it up some more. Let me blow it up some more for you guys. Ooh, because I need to be able to see. Okay, thanks for joining us again as we discuss the incredible case of Deanna Fogarty Hardwick and the year-long battle she has waged against overreaching CPS agents. Although this case isn't happening in Michigan, it is a clear example of what can happen when an agency with such power runs unchecked. The damage done to families and children lasts for a lifetime, you guys. And that's why I say people that hear about people going through CPS, don't be so quick to judge. In the previous article, they explained the struggle that Fogarty Hardwood had getting custody of her daughter after her divorce. Two specific Orange County social workers, Marcy and Helen, took issues with her and used the system to punish her for not complying with their demands. She was lied to, coerced, insulted, and ended up taking the county to court, a case which she lost. After her second lawsuit, this time a much more successful effort which was upheld by the Supreme Court, the case still wasn't over. What's her name? Varick? Okay, Marcy's attorney appealed the decision on the grounds that although state code instruct caseworkers not to lie, no case law or precedent exists to suggest that a caseworker lying to the court is unconstitutional. Marcy claimed that as a government worker, she was entitled to qualified immunity from prosecution in federal court unless A, a constitutional right was violated, and B, it was clearly established that she knew without a doubt that her actions were a violation of law. That's crazy. The U.S. Court of Appeals of Ninth Circuit in California heard the arguments and upheld the decision. The County Board of Supervisors appealed on the grounds that the jury verdict had been unfair, but in June of 2010, the State Appeals Court affirmed the jury's original decision. This was followed by the U.S. Supreme Court, who also supported the verdict. They also affirmed the $1.6 million in attorney's fees for the legal team that had represented Fogarty Hardwick. Many people hoped that there would be some kind of repercussion for the two social workers who lied to and deceived this mother and used the child welfare system to punish her for non-compliance. That, however, was not to be. Sadly, Marcy was promoted after the ordeal and is now a trainer in charge of other social workers in the county. Another interesting development in this story, though is the fact that Fogarty Hardwick's daughter had reached adult age since the case began, and at least one of them has followed in her mother's footsteps. Presley Hardwick, who was one of the girls separated from her mother as a child by those two unbelievable CPS workers, has also brought suit against the county. She is alleging that the social worker who fabricated evidence to keep her and her sisters away from their mother committed perjury. Wow. The case was reviewed by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the outcome looks promising. According to the opinion written by Judge Stephen Trott, no official with an IQ greater than room temperature in Alaska could claim that he or she did not know that that the conduct at the center of this case violated both state and federal law. Perjury is a crime under both federal and California state law, as is knowing submission of false evidence to a court. Because they are supported by the record as a whole, we could construe, I hope I'm saying it right, the facts Presley offered in support of her allegations in the light of most favorable to her. Okay, I hope I'm reading that correctly. Let me see. It remains to be seen how this particular case will turn out, but the road looks smoother for Hardwick than it did for her mother. We will keep an eye out as the case develops and keep you posted. Until then, if you or a loved one, okay, have been the victim of overzealous CPS workers, the Kronzek firm is here to help. Their skilled CPS defense attorneys have decades of experience helping parents and caregivers all over Michigan. We can help you too. So they can help, and I think they can help in other states, you guys. Okay, so don't say, oh my God, I'm out of state. Don't forget, other CPS, all lawyers, all right, have sister companies that they can work with. So it's not the end of everything. So don't count it out. You know, take a chance, call them, and see exactly what they can do to help you, all right? So I just wanted to bring this law firm, and I'm going to be looking up other law firms and kind of reading what they do, so that I can let people see there are other lawyers out there that you could possibly, get, okay? So with that being said, you guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell. And by all means, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember, just because someone is dealing with CPS does not necessarily mean that they are guilty of all crimes. And one of the things that they tell you when CPS come knocking at your door, do not say a word, because they will fabricate a lie against you. 2, make sure that you have a video recorder with audio to show proof. Number 3, you do not have to let them in your house under a anonymous call. Number 4, if you have been accused of child abuse, make sure that you call your child's doctor immediately and get the first appointment that you can possibly get, and allow them to do a full body physical, so that their records can show that there is no such thing as abuse in your case, okay? So don't forget that. And don't forget to get a child protective services lawyer. Do not get a family law attorney, because they will not be able to help you, because that's a whole separate entity when you go into trying to get a family lawyer, okay? Family law lawyer. And see, here's some of the people that's on the team, okay? So you can see that they have a good team here, okay? So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live. You take care of yourself. If you have any questions for me, please hit me up and leave me a message, and I will try my best to get the information back to you. And I will talk to you later. Bye.